Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here. My name is Remi Roy, and this is my channel where I share tips on publishing and design and life. I've been doing more design than publishing and life lately, but we'll get to it. Today, I want to share a video with you about how to turn a blog post into an infographic. A blog post into an infographic, and this will be helpful for you if you have a blog or like a website and you promoting your content on social media. Okay, so let's get to it. I'm going to start by showing you a blog that I just recently started writing for lifegoalsmag.com, and I wrote an article a few weeks ago, and it's right here. And the title is I Made a Career Pivot in My 30s. Here are the lessons that I learned. Here are the 3 lessons that I learned. So this is the article. Just gonna close the ads here. This is the article. If you want to read it, you can go ahead and check it out at lifegoalsmag.com, and I'm going to drop a link to the article in the description box below. But what I want to do is take this article that I've written and create an infographic that sort of just gives you the main points of the article. This is what you would want to do to turn a blog post into an infographic. So I have a few tips for you here. The first one would be to focus on the main points in the article. So the title of the article is I Made a Career Pivot in My 30s. Here are the lessons I learned. There are 3 main lessons in the article. So I'm going to focus on that. So to start with, I will look for just a summary or something that really opens up the article that I can put in the infographic, because I want to keep the content as short as possible. Okay, so what I did was I went ahead and sort of condensed the content into this piece that you see here. The post itself is more than 1,000 words, but then the condensed version is just really short, is what you see here on the screen. So I'm going to use this and put this into an infographic. And as usual, we're using Canva. I found another tool that we might also sort of use to compare to see how the design works. But for this, we're going to use Canva as per usual. So I'm going to go over to Canva. And since we're creating an infographic, I'm going to go to the infographic templates right here. And you can always just choose one of these templates. But the infographic we're going to be creating today is this one. So I have already created just this simple infographic that will go with this article. And this is it right here. And we're going to use this and then recreate it in Canva. And I'm going to show you how to do it. It's pretty simple and straightforward, but it can be very helpful for you if you're a blogger or you're doing any sort of content marketing. So we're going to create this. So we're going to go ahead and go to Canva. I have a blank infographic page here, but if you want, you might want to use a template. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick one of the templates here that looks great, which I actually use for that piece that I showed you. So this is the one that I use. So I'm going to click this and then populate that. So what you want to do is it's very straightforward, as you can see, but you might want to just update it so that it has your colors, your fonts if you have it, and the images and all that you want to use. So I'm just going to go ahead and edit the text. So this is my content right here. The title is 3 Lessons I Learned from My Career Pivot. You will notice that I've changed the title from what I used in the article just so that it is succinct, and simple enough for an infographic. So I'm just going to put that right here. 3 lessons I learned from my career pivot. Now I want to reduce the font size. I'm going to do that and just adjust it till it looks the way I want it to look. Now this 3 is one of the most important things that will catch anyone's attention who might see it. So I want to sort of put it on its own. So I'm going to go to the text and create a different text and put a 3 right there. I'm going to change the font. This is Collective, that font. I'm going to change font right here to what we have in the other. I'm going to make it bold and I'm going to make it really big. So let's try 104. Let's see what that looks like. So I'm gonna adjust this text. I'm gonna adjust the line height a little, increase that. I'm gonna make it a little bigger and move the 3 right there. Definitely we're gonna make this white, and that looks good. Okay, so that's the title. So now I have 3 1 2 3 4, I have 4 different points here. I have only 3 points in my article, so I'm just going to take out 1 and then I'm going to space out the rest, and the template kind of looks good. I have 3 points. I can make this have 3 points from my article, so that looks good. I don't have to do too much because I just looked for a template that worked for what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce the box up here so I have enough space for my introductory text. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. So this is a text at the beginning of the infographic. So I'm going to get a text box here, put that in. I'm going to have to adjust the font, so that's an 18. Let's try 16. Okay, I think that looks good. Left justify always looks best. Left justify sometimes. Now the text here is Open Sans. Isn't bad. I think I'll try Open Sans Light. Yeah, I think it looks better. Yeah, and I could just add like a paragraph space in there. Okay, so that looks good. Simple enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of the text. So I have 3 points or 3 lessons. So lesson 1, I'm gonna change this. Oops, move that. So I'm gonna change this to lesson instead of stage. Okay, and then the text for lesson 1, I'm gonna put it right here. It's a winding road, not a straight path. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adjust the text here. Okay, then that looks good. And then I'm going to change the lesson 1 text right there. This is pretty straightforward. Anyone can do it. I always tell people, if you're looking for, an easy way to just conquer your design problems, Canva is a great tool. So I'm going to change the color right there to this. I'm going to have to change this too, but let me change this to Open Sans Light because that's what we used right there. Okay, I'm going to change this to this. All right, so that's that. Looks good. And then we're going to go ahead and change the other text to lesson 2. I always copy and then I still type. Okay. And the text, the font size here is 24. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing here. 24. Looks good. And I'm copy the text itself. I'm going to change the font, Open Sans Light, the color to that black, and the font size is 15. Looks good. Now this is a long paragraph, so I wanna just add like a paragraph spacing right there. Okay, and then lesson 3. I want to explore as much as possible. That's the title. Okay. This is very easy and straightforward to do. 24 is the font size. Yep, that looks good. And then the text. The font open sans light. And then we can go ahead and move that up a little. And then put like a paragraph space in there, so there's enough. Okay, so we're gonna have to make some adjustments. So we can move this text up. We can actually have more space here. Move the text up. Move this up. And this also. And one thing we could do is reduce the font size a little more, just so we have enough white space and it doesn't look like everything is really. So let's try 13. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, because white space is always your friend when you're designing, because that's what helps whoever is reading or viewing the design. That's what helps them really scan and peruse and get the message. It's easier to read then. So there you have it. It's very simple. Just, update the text, and then now let's do the colors, and then we'll get to the images. So I want to use an orange, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this. I like this orange, and I'm going to change the color here also to orange. Change all the titles to orange. There you go. Now, source. The article was posted on lifegoesmag.com, so I'm just going to edit this. So if I was to post this on my own personal website, it'll point whoever is reading it to where it was originally posted, so that's important. Okay, so let's go ahead and change the images. So right here, there's some illustrations here in Canva that has the watermark. So if I were to use this, I would have to pay for it, but I don't want to use that, so I'm going to delete the illustrations because it's not relevant to what I'm trying to say in the article. I'm going to go ahead and look for images that'll work. So when I was doing this at first, I tried to use illustrations because I thought illustrations are a great way, to make infographics pop. So I went over here, elements, and I thought a winding road. So I wanted to use this one. So this is a winding road, illustration of a winding road, and I thought it would work with this title. But what I found out was that illustrations don't work the same way as images work, because what I wanted to do was put this image inside of this circle, so it is masked in the circle. But because it's an illustration, it doesn't work the same way an image works, so I couldn't do that. Okay, now that also might be because this circle is not intended to do that. But then I deleted the circle, and then I reached for this one, which should be able to do that because it is intended to house an image inside of it. Okay. Okay, might be a little too big, so reduce it a little. And that's it. And I tried the same thing with the illustration, but it still didn't work. You know, for it to really go inside of the circle, that didn't work. So I thought I'm just going to use an image. So I went over and searched for an image of a road. I found this. This is a winding road, and that works. And I dragged it in there, and voila. So the image goes right into the circle, so it's masked in the circle. And that's a very good effect, you know, for whatever design you might be going for. In this case, a circle. So that works for me. Even though I would have loved to use an illustration, but this also works. So I'm going to use this circle. So I'm going to copy that and put it right here. And I'm going to look for another image that will work for this. So here I talked about discipline and effort is crucial. So I'm going to look for an image that kind of speaks to that. Discipline, effort. Okay. So I have an image here that I uploaded. An image of me actually that I thought I would use. And that's this one. So this is the image I want to use. I just drag it right over the circle and it goes right in. Okay. And if I want to adjust it, I double click on that and then I drag it down. And if I want to make it more close up, I would do that. Just drag it out. And here we go. So that's the image I'm going to use for discipline and effort because that makes sense. And then the third one, I'm deleting the circle because I want all the circles to be the same size. So I'm going to duplicate the same circle. And I'm going to go ahead and look for something that sort of is relevant to this point. I want to explore as much as possible. So I'm going to go back to photos and I'm going to use this one because it's a picture of a hand with a compass, which, you know, kind of speaks to exploration. So I'm going to drag that over. I'm going to put it right there. Okay. If I want to center it, I'll just double click and I'll move it right there in the center. And that looks great. So if you wanted to do a preview of your work, just click the present full screen right here. Click on that and you can see this is what we have already. And there's one more thing I want to change, the green at the bottom there. So I'm going to go ahead and edit that and put another color. I didn't want to put the same orange, so I thought I'll just use a yellow. Yeah, so just use that yellow. I like it. So let's go ahead and look at the font size here. So this is 13, this is 16. I think I'm gonna make it maybe like a 14. All right. So you can go ahead and download this and you can use it on your blog, on Pinterest, on, you know, wherever place that you want to share this information. So I'm going to go ahead and download it. And I'll use PDF standard, or you can also use a JPEG or a PNG. I'll just use, okay, let's just go ahead and use PNG and download it. We'll see what it looks like. And here's our image. So you can go ahead and share this anywhere. I hope this has been helpful for you. This has really been about how to turn an article or blog post into an infographic that you can use to share for content marketing, just to share on social media, so that people just are able to get the gist of the article and the main points of the blog post in that infographic. It's really helpful for marketing purposes. I'm going to do a video on another tool that I found apart from Canva that can help you create stunning graphics for your business, for your work, whatever it is you're doing. If you're interested in seeing that video and also maybe comparing it to Canva and see what works, you know, better, you can go ahead and leave me a comment below and let me know if you're interested in seeing that, and I will do a video on that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it's helpful for you. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.